Today's video is going to be different. Once a month, around the end of each month, I'm going to talk about the most interesting news related to tech. So without further ado, roll my intro. Let's start off with OpenAI shutting down Sora after 2 years. NBC went on to say, OpenAI has recently come under intense pressure from rival AI company Anthropic, whose AI systems have soared in popularity among leading businesses and software engineers. Anthropic, with its flagship Claude family of AI models, has eschewed products like image and video generation to instead focus scarce computational resources on text and code generation. So what does this mean? Let's take away all the PR and corporate speak. To make a long story short, they were losing money with Sora. According to TechCrunch, Sora was costing the company $1 million a day to run. Now couple that with other and better AI platforms like Anthropic, it was just a matter of time before Sora became overshadowed and then eventually would just shut down. Next, let's talk about the medical technology company Stryker and the attack that happened on them on March 11th. The following was taken from Security Week. The Stryker incident came to light on March 11th with the hacker group Hamdallah taking credit for the attack. The most likely scenario based on evidence available to date is that the hackers wiped systems by abusing Stryker's Microsoft Intune instance, which is used remotely to manage desktop and mobile endpoints and applications within the organization. There is some indication that Hamdallah leveraged credentials obtained via infosec malware to gain access. The article also states that the FBI was able to obtain malware samples. What they learned is that the hackers configured a command and control, a C2, using a Telegram bot, and this allowed them to communicate back and forth between compromised systems and themselves. Before I give my 2 cents, I just want you guys to understand something so that we're all on the same page. I'm not saying the right is correct and the left is wrong, or vice versa. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel giving my opinions. As things in Iran continue, be prepared to hear more of these kinds of attacks.
War never changes.
And that quote is correct. At the core of it, war hasn't changed, but the battlefields have. Countries now have to fight battles on 2 fronts. You have the real world with soldiers, guns, tanks, etc. But now you have a digital battlefield. The age of just bombs and bullets has long been over with. Yes, we still have to worry about conventional warfare, but now we also have to worry about malware, for example. Or worse, getting your email hacked and sensitive information being released to the public, which leads into my next story. The same people behind the Stryker attack also hacked FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email. Reuters had this to say. Iran-linked hackers have broken into FBI Kash Patel's personal email inbox, publishing photos of the director and other documents to the internet, the hackers and the FBI bureau said on Friday. On their website, the hacker group Hamdallah Hack Team said Patel will now find his name among the list of successfully hacked victims. The hackers published a series of personal photographs of Patel smoking cigars, riding in an antique convertible, and taking selfies with a large bottle of rum. So my question is, how did they do it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any major news outlets saying the hack happened because of X. I'm seeing speculation all over saying how they were able to bypass the multi-factor authentication to Patel may have fell victim to a social engineering attack. I'm not saying either one of these has happened, so don't take my word for it. This is just speculation that's out there right now. Next, I want to touch on this.
There's been a lot of launches lately. Relax. This one's an app. Track the latest news, live streams, and everything White House, including the kind everyone's talking about.
The White House has released an app with the goal of providing the public with up-to-date news directly from the White House to your phone. So why is this newsworthy? It's not the app itself, it's what you're agreeing to when you download the app. Yahoo Tech explains the following. The White House app requests users permission to access precise location, network connections, fingerprint and biometric data, the ability to prevent the device from sleeping, and even modify or delete contents of shared storage. The article also goes on to say that ex-user Theorello 1026 went as far as decompiling the White House app and found that it's sharing your exact location every 4.5 minutes and sending that information to a third-party server. That third-party server is called OneSignal. One of the big concerns that this article points out is that ICE will be using this data that's collected from the White House app to further do what they need to do. My personal take on this, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, it doesn't matter. Don't download this app. The reason why I say this is that it's a privacy and security nightmare. With the Stryker hack and Kash Patel's personal email getting hacked, this app could also be hacked, and all that information could be used for nefarious and malicious means. The last bit of news I want to cover is the Axios NPM attack. For anyone who may just be as confused as I am, I didn't know what NPM is, so I'm gonna try and sum it up as best as I can. From my understanding, NPM, Node Package Manager, is used to install, share, and manage JavaScript libraries. It lets developers add functionality to their apps, keep track of their dependencies, and run scripts all from the command line. I only understand the basics, and I do mean the basics of what this is. I would definitely recommend finding more seasoned developers who understand this a lot better than I can. On screen is a timeline of events that happened, and this was brought to us by Trend Micro. According to HelpNet Security, an unknown attacker compromised the GitHub and NPM accounts of the main developer at Axios. From my understanding, once they got access, they altered the NPM packages with a backdoor inside each of those packages. These packages, Axios 1.14.1 and Axios 0.30.4, contained a file called plain-crypto.js version 4.2.1. And from my understanding, inside that was a RAT, a remote access Trojan. And once these infected versions are installed, bada bing, bada boom, that RAT is now running on your system. It doesn't matter if you're running Mac, Windows, Linux, all OSs can be affected by this malware. And something that I found interesting, once the malware does its thing, it just automatically deletes itself and replaces the evidence with a clean decoy, so it's as if nothing happened. On screen is a list of recommendations that professionals recommend that you do should your system be compromised by this. So, who's behind this attack? According to Axios, North Korea is believed to be behind this attack. So yeah guys, that's your news for March. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these around the end/beginning of every month. For more information about everything I went over, I'll leave the links down below. Like always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you on the next one.